Everything from overlanding in your stock rig to full-on LS-powered 2 buggies on stickies. This is the Total Off-Road Podcast. I'm Steve.
And I'm Ian. And thanks for joining us again another week. We are on episode number 64.
And this week, we're talking to Casey Perkins, the owner of Williams Hill Pass in Harrisburg, Illinois. We're going to talk to him about the upcoming race with Point One Racing. And then we're going to also talk about all of the prep that went into LOW KEE before we headed out for the NAXJA Midwest Chapter Winterfest event that I just returned from.
Welcome back.
Amen to that.
You didn't die.
Hey!
That's the biggest takeaway from the whole event.
That's always a good...
You went to an XJ event and you didn't die.
But did you die?
Factually, I can say, no, you didn't.
I made it back.
That's the goal.
I made it back, and so did LOW KEE. Whether or not it's in one piece, you'll have to wait.
Still buried in the quarry, and you don't need to talk about it. We'll just move on.
I left the title on the hood, and somebody else can fetch that motherfucker.
Yep.
So yeah,
somebody just hopped in their shit and was like, I'm going.
And away we go. Yep. It's like, I'm going to get them foudies.
Sorry, we brought those home. Those are not on the video. They get there and it's stripped. And they're like, well, you said it was here. I'm like, well, yeah, we took the good stuff. Left a door. Thanks.
It's literally a shell.
Yeah, I love it.
I think the shell has just as much sentimental value as anything else has in it.
Peel the podcast sticker off the windshield. You even leave the sticker.
Come on.
No.
That's wonderful. So, word on the street is you got called out on the internet this week. Did you forget something?
I did forget some stuff.
So apparently Ian did not write down notes last week.
I didn't do notes, and lo and behold, as usual, somebody calls me out. So I have to call them back out. Isn't that how that works? Don't they call you out, so you got to call them out?
Would love to know what you call them. Yeah. I'm going to say it's a good call out.
I don't know.
Good call out, right?
Not bad.
All right, let's hear it.
So last week we did a little recap segment about Carterfest and the event we did and went and put a race on down there in Arkansas. And apparently it's been brought to my attention. I don't even know how you forget to do this, but if there's a way I can do it.
I mean, if you didn't have the information, I would understand, but seemingly you had the information.
Done it. Yeah, it was bad. So seemingly I talked about this entire event and didn't mention the guy that, won the event.
Neglected to mention the winner.
So
that is a bit of information that maybe somebody would have liked to have known.
Well, I mean, or he deserves credit for,
How many people do you think were listening to it and got to the end of that and were like, Who won?
Well, I can tell you one guy.
There were no winners.
The guy that won was like, thanks for not giving me a shout out for at least winning. And I was like, yeah.
Were you like, on the one hand, a little upset that you're like, oh no, like, I didn't shout him out. On the other hand, you're like, wait, how did you know I didn't shout you out?
I was excited to listen to the podcast, but I was also like, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I know that.
You should have known better for one. So this week,
dropping the ball is my specialty.
That's what I'm good. I got to be good at something. I'm going to shout out not one, not two, not three people,
but 7.
No, I lied. 3 people.
Okay.
I kept going. I'm like, I'm going to name everybody that was in the entire town so nobody can be mad. So 3rd place.
Yes.
At the Carterfest off-road race was John Campbell.
Nice.
Golf clap.
Congratulations, John.
2nd place was Mr. Larry Crook.
Golf clap also?
Golf clap. We'll give him a golf clap because then they'll be mad they didn't get a golf clap. I'm like, why did he get a golf clap? And definitely not last because he was first, Mr. Anthony Young.
Congratulations.
Taking the money. We give him like an adult clap.
Well, I would love to. I don't have a sound like the cheers. I'll have to see if I can find some cheers for that. Yeah.
Party girl woo sound.
Yeah. Woo sounds.
Woo girl.
Woo dude.
Woo dude.
Yeah. Woo dude. Yeah, you said dude. Clap like a man. So woo dude.
Man clap.
Man clap.
So yeah, he took home the title. He will ruin the feel good story and tell you that I'm right, but I'm wrong. The margin for victory was 0.1 seconds.
How fitting.
It was pretty cool.
Was it? It was 0.12?
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he said, typical racer, like 0.12.
Yeah.
Like 200ths of a second. Like, come on. But to a racer, that's like, might as well be 100 yards.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Hey,
he ruins our feel-good story with a 0.02 margin of victory of 0.12.
yes.
Mind-blowing.
Nicely done.
So, congrats. Here's your shout-out. Moment of glory. Hope it feels good.
He stopped listening when you didn't shout him out last week.
Yeah. He'll never listens to another podcast, and I'm like, I'm owning it. I'm owning the screw.
You'll find out. You'll find out if you get a message like, oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Little like head nod.
Yeah.
Sees you at the next race, is like, nah.
You're a dick. Oh, boy. 10-4. Well, that is done. I feel better. I got that off my chest.
Got that all taken care of.
I can sleep
Excellent.
at night now. Okay.
Places you can find this podcast other than where you're listening right now are YouTube and also obviously available on all podcast platforms. You can also check out our some of our stuff over on Instagram at total_offroad_podcast if you'd like to follow us over there. We're also available on Facebook, Total Off-Road Podcast, and we have our Facebook group for our listeners, which is the Total Off-Road Podcast Trail Riders group. Go over there. We got 2 simple questions to ask. If you listen to any episodes at all, you will know the answers. If you don't know the answers, just bullshit them and you'll be in the group.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah, actually.
It is true. If you put anything down, if you put Ian is Ian.
Just answer the damn questions, but we're
That
just
works
saying,
too.
like,
It's not that hard.
there's a bypass.
There's a bypass.
For you folks that need the bypass,
There's one.
there's a bypass.
There may be a workaround.
Yes.
So, is there some, where can we find some information about Williams Hill Pass?
So Williams Hill Pass is on Facebook at Williams Hill Pass OHV/ATV Park. So check them out. They're in Harrisburg, Illinois. If you need race info for the event, check out Point One Off-Road Racing on Facebook. Check out Point One Racing website. All the info is there. I don't know. That's all you get. If you can't find it in any of those locations, then phone a friend.
Short but sweet is what we like.
Yep. Very simple.
We have plenty of places to find our shit.
It's everywhere.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and roll into talking to Casey Perkins, and we'll go ahead and give him a call and see what he has to say about this upcoming event.
Today, we have a very special guest. Are you excited about our guest?
I am. I'm ready to hear a little bit more about this park and learn a little bit more about what we can do, who can go and play there.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's bring him on. Today we have a very special guest who is going to tell us all kinds of information about Williams Hill Pass down in Harrisburg, Illinois. We've got Casey Perkins. Casey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Not horrible.
I'm not complaining.
Could be worse. Steve's drinking my Red Bull, but I got to watch drinking my Red Bull. So as you poured it, that's karma. That's
Party
karma.
foul.
You spilled the Red Bull on yourself. On a Winterfest
life.
shirt. Nice. So we're here
Better
to
than
talk
you.
a little bit today about, we've got the Point One Off-Road Racing Series first race is happening March 20th down in Harrisburg, Illinois, which I'm excited about, because that's the closest race of the season for me. It's only 3 hours from here. It's down in Southern Illinois. I wrote down in my notes, it's 111 miles southeast of St. Louis. It's kind of a ballpark, like gives somebody a general idea of where Harrisburg's at. Basically, all I've got here on my notes, I say notes like I've got a lot of professional things wrote down. March 20th, 11 o'clock in the morning is when it starts. It's $30 for the weekend to get in, $25 for the day. Kids 10 under free. And as of the time we recorded this, which is Sunday night, we've got 17 bouncers and 21 UTVs signed up. And if anybody's not familiar with the Point One style format, we do a 2-hill, 2 at a time race format. Then we do the top 10 bouncers come back and the top 5 side-by-sides come back. So we are looking at quite a few passes up the race hill. It's going to be a busy day. So that's all I've got on my note sheet. So now, Casey, I want to kind of turn it over to you and let you kind of tell us anything else that I do not have on my notes.
Well, I have personally purchased a Yeti 160 cooler. And for anybody that shops in Saline County, the 17th, 18th, 19th, and the morning of the 20th, if they bring the receipts to the park, look up one of the workers at the gate or me. We're going to trade you for every $30 that you have spent inside Saline County, any business inside Saline County. We're going to give you a ticket for free to win this Yeti cooler.
I'm gonna need you to rig that because I could use one of those.
You have 3,
but I don't have a Yeti.
Roto molded coolers,
but not a Yeti.
Well, I get that, but do you?
But
really
I'm gonna spend $30, and then we could agree right here that I'm gonna rig the thing, and I'm gonna win it
every time.
Gotta try. Somebody someday is gonna give me the green light, and then I'll be like, "Hell yeah, we can do that."
He's gonna say no problem.
Shelby's decided he's gonna wait and fuel his truck up when he gets here.
Well, is he not even eligible for this? That's ridiculous.
Everybody's eligible.
I mean, hold on. I'm eligible for it to be rigged and win it for me, but if he's going to win it, ineligible.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That is one of the, like, I don't know. I'm not a Yeti fanatic, but I know they're not cheap. That's a pretty damn good deal that you got to go buy $30. And I honestly, until just now, did not know that you were doing it the 17th through the morning of the 20th. I thought it was just the one day. So I was like, if you're driving in, like fill up that morning kind of a thing. I did not know you're talking a couple extra days of purchasing time too.
Oh yeah. It ends up being a 4-day, 3.5 day. Cause the race is starting at 11.
Yep.
There will be a intermission theory, I guess, between the big bouncers and the side-by-side bouncers.
Yep.
That's when we're going to do it.
Nice.
We're going to draw and give it away at that point.
That's exciting.
Isn't it?
I'm excited. Like, that's cool. Like, you don't usually see, usually you got to, I don't know, do something or, you're literally going to be there. So buy your gas there, buy your lunch there, buy your groceries there, fill your truck up.
So that's all you got to do.
Huh,
and that's anything in Wayne County?
Saline County.
Oh,
Saline County.
Saline County.
Saline.
Oh, I see it there.
Yep.
That's cool.
I get you.
Now you're pulling it in on the Google Maps.
I'm dialing her in. I'm trying to see how far to the edges. You know what I mean?
He's getting his map slide out.
How many gas stations are in this here county?
Yep. Can I bring my fuel trailer?
We have just as many gas stations as we do banks, and we have as many banks as we do churches.
Here's what you do, Ian.
So we have plenty of gas stations.
I need to know how many bars are in town.
Ian, here's what you do.
There's actually 3.
Profit.
Ready? Yes. All you do is you go into the county the day that this starts, right?
Yep.
And you just drive around place to place, finding receipts that people have left behind.
What if I just stand outside like a Walmart or something? Be like, give me a receipt.
I'll just buy your receipt
and buy the receipts.
Yeah, 50 cents.
I give you $1 for that receipt.
$1 receipt.
If I was coming out of Walmart and you try to give me $1 from a receipt, I'd be like, oh yeah, well I didn't even need it anyway. So
right, yeah. I'll give you $1 for your receipt. They're like, what? Why?
But then you may have credit card numbers, so most people won't do that.
Yeah, I won't. But they're not on the receipts.
Depends on if they think about this in the split second you try.
We're not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to steal your identity. Just trying to win a Yeti cooler. Thanks.
Give you $1 for your receipt.
Yeah, $1.
I think if you just put a camera on your shoulder, you're like, I'm doing this for a game show. They're like, oh, I'm in.
Oh, great. That's still not a guarantee that I'm going to win, though.
You know what? And if you have Catherine,
I'd be so pissed if I spent 4 days standing outside of Walmart and spend like $100 buying receipts, and then Shelby fills up his freaking dually and wins it.
Now he buys like a Twinkie.
He buys a $30 with a Twinkie. Now you got to spend $30.
Oh, $30 is right. Every $30.
Like he spends $30 because he's going to. He would put $30 and 1 penny in just to drive the nail in.
He poured like half of it in the trash can because it wouldn't fit in the truck.
Yep.
He accidentally had to fill up a little early.
Yeah. 1 penny over and he would win this cooler. And I just spent $100 in 3 days outside of Walmart. That's my luck.
You
stimulus to the economy in the area.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stimulated.
$100. That's pretty much what the idea is with this. It's just going to pull more business into the county.
I like it. It sounds like a cool idea, and I like the idea. I like the concept.
Yeah, we're planning on fueling up right before we get to the park. It's usually what we kind of do anyway with the generator and stuff. But That's dope.
Well,
What else
I
you
was
got?
down there today working on it, and you're talking about the 2 passes that you do as the race.
Yep.
I can, just so people understand this, I had a bobcat at the base of the hill, and the bluff that they're going to be going up was probably 4 foot higher than the cab of the bobcat.
Nice.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yep.
I had a case backhoe, extend a hoe, and I set up on top of it and was trying to get some of the brush out that we'd cut, and I couldn't reach the bottom.
Nice.
What's that? What's that about? 16
And
feet?
we're not wreck wheeling this. We're racing this. Like that's I was literally talking to somebody earlier this morning, and I was like, some of these hills, like I'd show up if I was a driver, I'd show up and I'd look at, and I would stand there and I would go, okay, well, I could see, you kind of pick your line like you do kind of rock crawling thing. And I'm like, but that's not the mentality that these guys have, because they pull up on the line, they get to study the hill and look at it. When the timer goes, you're racing. You don't have time to like rock crawl and pick your way through. You got one shot to roll up there, send it how you think's going to work, and it's either going to work or it ain't. And then when the first guy figures it out, then it's just on like Donkey Kong, and the faster guy faster. And oh man, and you got to push harder or you're not going to be in the money. And that is why I love it.
Yep. It will definitely be interesting. It's Heath had made the comment before, it's not going to be a real hard track to actually climb. It's going to be more of a technical. The drivers are going to have to actually think about this one.
Well, that's what I like. I like to see a real driver course.
This will be one of them.
That's what I like. And I know one thing too that I think is worth noting. This is the first race at this park ever. This is actually, if you want to go on the first theory, this is the first race in the entire state of Illinois ever for rock bouncing. The first race at the park ever for rock bouncing, and the first race for point one ever. So we've got 3 firsts right here, all at one point. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, it's going to be an event that you're either going to be at or you're going to wish for the next 5 years you were at it. Oh, I love that. I know we talked earlier this week on the phone a little bit about some stuff you had done to promote the event. And I know I made the comment, and it still stands true today, that it excites me on a new level to see parks get that involved with promoting a race. And that to me is so exciting to see how much has been done on your behalf to promote the race. Yeah, I've got 2 billboards in Saline County that's running it. We've got a Dollar Saver magazine that is sent out free of charge to, I believe, 9 counties. Wow. Everybody that lives in that county gets one. And point one at Williams Hill Pass is the front page. That's awesome. So we're talking 9 counties are going to see this ad the 9th it comes out. Yeah, that's exciting. And I don't know, it was cool to see a picture. I know you'd sent some pictures of the billboard earlier. It's pretty cool to see something like that. It's not something you see on a normal billboard. And I just know, like, from my perspective, if I was driving down the road and saw that on a billboard, like, my interest would be piqued. I actually have here in the last 4 or 5 days, I receive 50 at least 50 calls a day. Wow. With people saying, we'll be there. Nice. That's awesome. I mean, it is getting huge. I think we have, if not all of Saline County, we're pushing the 90% mark.
of Saline County that's going to turn out.
Nice. I know my wife has some family that lives in Marion, and she had reshared one of the race flyers for Williams Hill the other day, and they had hit her up and were like, "Oh, are you going to this?" And she's like, "Oh, well, yeah, I'll be there with point one." And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome. Like, we just heard about it, and we're, thought it'd be a good time to go, and saw you had posted that." And they kind of went back and forth. And I think it's kind of funny because I think her parents are actually going to meet up with them to see them and also see a race at the same time, because it's
awesome.
only 3-hour drive. So I'm like, this is your shot to make it to a race that's close to us. And
Yes.
so I'm hoping it turns out well for everybody.
We have even above and beyond the billboards and the front page ad on the Dollar Saver, the Saline County Tourism Board has put it on their website and put it, I believe, all the way through the entire state of Illinois for the tourism board for point one.
And that's how you promote.
Oh yeah, he's done well. He's done well, and that's the thing. Like, I love being partnered with parks like that, because you put your time into it. You want somebody to put their time into it so you can both prosper. Like, we're not out here to make millions of dollars doing this, but we're out here to have a big ass cool event, and that's the you want to get into race promoting to make money. You're doing the wrong thing.
So have we talked about how much it is?
We've actually got Marion, Illinois has got a National Guard there.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to send people out for it as well. So we'll have National Guard there handing out T-shirts, hats, huggies,
free
keychains.
stuff. Yes,
free.
Nice.
I mean, it'll be there for everybody to get. We actually have, I believe, some wounded warriors that are going to come in.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool
as well. I donated, and point one, I talked to Shelby on this, and we've donated 5 weekend passes and 5 race day passes to Z100 radio station for a telethon that they're doing. It's for St. Jude's. Z100 is going to auction off the 5 weekend passes and 5 day passes.
Awesome.
That I and point one has donated to them, and all the money raised off of them will go to the charity.
Sweet.
So we did that one as well. I think I can't think of anything else to do to even promote any more than that.
Well, here's what we like to do, always promote to do, and welcome people to partake in. So something that I would say is unique to the sport that we're in is I don't want to say transparency, but the I don't even know how you would word it. The access to the race hill, the racers, the race buggies, like the access is top level. Like, you can go to a NASCAR race and you can sit in the grandstands for the grandstand ticket price. You watch the race, you go home. You want to get inside the infield, all that, you got to buy hot passes and spend even more money to get in there. And you still get, the guy, your favorite driver walks by, and, you may get an autograph if you're quick and lucky, but like, you're not going to stand there and shoot the shit with your favorite NASCAR driver. Mm-hmm. So then drag racing, I will say drag racing's pretty, open about it, and that's a good time to go. Monster Jam's kind of the same thing, but I think what we kind of try to do is take it one step farther. If you come down before the race, we like to stage the buggies down there where they're going to be staged for the day ahead of time. After the drivers meeting, we'll get them all down there. And what we try to do is come up. Like, you see all these buggies on YouTube, you watch all these drivers on social media, you see these things like upside down on race hills. You can come touch it. You can come check it out. Bring your kids. Put your kid right there. Like, if they want to meet Tim Cameron or any of these big name guys that are going to be there, they'll stand there. They'll talk to you, take pictures, sign autographs, whatever you need. And I guarantee you, if you ask nicely, they'll probably put you in the buggy. They'll let you sit there.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited about that, let alone some like young kid that's like, oh my gosh, this is my idol. Like, oh my gosh, I'd be tickled with that whole opportunity. So,
oh yes. And I will say that it is a total open atmosphere on meeting people, talking to people. Jed Harper, which is my neighbor, he's got one of the TC bouncers.
Yep.
And I'd contacted him, and he's brought the bouncer down to Williams Hill for a photo shoot for our newspaper. Nice. And we done a front page article in the newspaper last week, which Jed has not let me sit in the driver's seat yet.
It's because he knows what you're going to do. He knows what you're going to do if you get in there.
Yes, I'm still working on that. Maybe after the podcast, I can, kind of guilt trip him into it.
Yep. Tell him you got like, celebrity status or something cool. But yeah. But
yeah, he'll let me look at it. He'll let me touch it, but sitting in it, he just quite hasn't done that. I don't think he's unhooked the battery. Then he'll let me sit in it. But I'm pretty sure I'll figure out how to start it and be gone.
See? And that's probably why nobody lets me sit in theirs either. But like, there's a difference between me and like a young kid.
Let me just strap these seatbelts up here. Yeah. What's it sound like if I start? Does it shake much?
Is this how these work? Oh, look, this is the start button, gas pedal.
How's the steering in this when it's running?
I don't need steering. I just go. You gotta. I mean, if you gotta drive that buggy without a steering wheel, you'll figure it out as long as you can get away from whoever's trying to keep you from driving the buggy.
I got you.
I always carry a crescent wrench in my pocket. I can adjust it and put it on the end there. And do it.
Send it.
That's a big crescent wrench.
Yeah, well, what happened was, and that just gives them something to hit you with when they catch you.
Love it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I love it. So that's something we kind of try to do at our races, and I know a lot of other series try to do the same thing. Because I mean, I could not imagine being a young fan of the sport, or even whatever age fan, and having that much access. It literally costs you $25 to get in for the day.
Yeah,
you get everything.
Yeah, it's probably the best experience you will ever have in your life for $25.
That's probably a fact. Usually those are expensive.
Yeah, you're not every day gonna stand around 1,500 horsepower, and they do such amazing things.
It's funny because I still stand there and kind of go, huh? Well, I just walked up that, huh? And I mean, like it still impresses me to watch because it's just constant evolution of the rigs and the skills, and the hills just have to keep up with that. And I don't know. There's a couple times last year where I would stand there and talk with Heath, and I go, dude, I don't think anybody's gonna climb this hill. And then he's like, oh no, what? This is how they'll do it. And sure enough, they figure it out. And then it seems like once somebody figures it out, then it's hammered down and it's on. And I mean, it's just cool to watch. And I'm excited it's coming to Illinois. I know.
I'm very excited.
I keep giving Shelby shit because it's like a 12-hour drive for him, where it's like a 3 for me. So it's beautiful, in my opinion.
Just so you know, I've gigged Shelby about it as well.
Yep.
For you.
Good. Somebody needs to.
But we've also, when people come in, we have, and it's kind of amazing. You guys are from Northern Illinois, from us.
Yep.
Northern.
We're Northerners.
It's a little flatter up there.
Yes.
When you get down here, it's flat, and then all of a sudden, you're just climbing the hills in your vehicle, and you're thinking, man, this is kind of neat. Well, you get down to where Williams Hill Pass is, and you're driving in, and you look to the left of your vehicle as you're driving in, and it's 50, 60 feet down there.
Yep. That's going to be fun getting to in the night.
So the terrain just instantly changes on you. So it is a very beautiful area to be in.
And
it'll be very interesting to see these guys if they can make it. Yep. I'm sure one of them will.
Oh man, see that's the cool thing. I've stood there and watched some race hills, and I'm like, no way, like not gonna have them. Just not. This is unclimbable. Like Heath has done it again, and then as soon as one person makes it, like one person will kind of make it, maybe, and then the next guy goes, oh, now I see, and they nail it, and then once that floodgates get open, man, it is impressive to watch. Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
I think we have probably I'm going to say the toughest theory, because in my eyes, running up the hill is one thing, but these guys are dodging trees, they're dodging ditches and gullies, and it's just amazing how these machines just suck it up and handle it.
And the interesting thing for me, and I have to keep reminding myself of it constantly, we're not just making it like wreck trail riding. This is racing. Like the first race that we've done this year so far literally was three passes with your fastest third run your third run and your fastest of the first two runs. And that literally $5,000 win came within a tenth of a second.
Yes.
And when you stand there and look at the hill on where you could pick up or lose a tenth or two of a second in something like a 1,400 horsepower rock bouncer or a side-by-side, which the power to weight ratio in a side-by-side anymore is just stupid.
Yes.
Like these guys are running nitrous on side-by-sides. Like it's
turbo golf cart.
Dumb. It's dumb power. But like where you could make up a tenth of a second, it blows my mind. And that's how much $5,000 of a difference made. So, I mean, that's how tight it is because that's how good they are. So I'm excited about it. And I've seen some pictures of the terrain and I'm excited about it.
So I had to step out for a second. Did we get a chance to ask about vehicles on the property for this?
No, I will let you ask that question.
So I know that your park is a ATV, UTV, and motocross park due to grants and things like that. Now, for this event, are you guys able to allow full-size vehicle to roam the trails, or is it only for race vehicles?
There are some trails, and I mean very few trails, that is actually on the property itself.
Okay.
Most of the trails are in the Shawnee National Forest.
Okay. And so those are all restricted.
Yeah, those are restricted by the forestry department.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But Jeeps are more than welcome to drive around the park. We've got one, maybe two trails that are open enough to do that on. And it's worth the time to either drive it down or trailer it down.
Right.
It's worth its time.
Well, because you're gonna need a golf cart for the weekend anyway, so why not be your Jeep, right? Or you're off for your rig anyway.
Yes, and we have the good thing about Williams Hill is we have a cross that is in the back of the property. The very furthest back corner of the property has a cross. You have to have either a side-by-side, a Jeep, a four-wheel drive truck or something to get back there. Because these trails aren't, they're not made for paved princesses. They're made for a Jeep or something that can handle some rougher terrain. And it's worth going back to and having a picture with, and everybody's welcome to do that.
Cool. Okay. So that answers that question of, can you bring your rig down this weekend? Absolutely, you can.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
The other question I have is I have not seen personally where the race hill is located on the property. So say I am a spectator that comes down that I do not own a 4-wheel drive vehicle. How's that work out for me?
Okay, what we've got is we've got a blacktop road. When you enter the park, the race hill will actually be on your left.
Okay.
All the buggies will be on the right of you as you're driving in. So when you drive in, you're going to see all the buggies.
Yep.
Nice.
Or at least 90% of them there. You'll drive on past that, on the road, all the way up to our lodge. We've got a big lodge up there. We've got a blacktop parking spot up there.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up on Google Maps, and I honestly, now that you say that, so right as you come off of, what is it, Peak Road?
Yes, Peak Road is the road you'll turn on.
So the race hill, right as you turn that, I don't know, it's back a left-hand turn, that race hill's right there to your left?
Yes. You will actually drive at an angle beside the race hill.
Nice. Okay.
So we'll park. We'll be parking most of the spectators at up by the lodge, and we have a field behind the lodge that you can drive to. My wife takes her Mustang in and out of there, so
perfect.
If a low riding Mustang will make it, 90% of the people will make it in and out fine.
Better be more than 90%. What are you bringing that's lower than a Mustang?
I mean,
do not bring your mini truck, okay?
I mean, sounds like you probably could.
You probably could.
But, what do you do? Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at it on Google Maps here. And so, yeah, it does look like a nice blacktop road.
I'm a little sad right now.
You'll be there in spirit.
I hope.
Yep.
Almost makes me want to change my plane tickets.
Just do
it. Tempting.
It'll be a good time. And we've got, well, I had one gentleman mention that there'll be 5,000 to 6,000 people there.
Jeez, it's going to be insane.
You're not wrong about that.
We're okay. I think we can, if we don't have the parking spot, we will find parking.
We'll make it.
We'll make you a parking lot.
Yeah, we'll make parking.
We'll make parking.
You got a bulldozer?
No, I have a backhoe.
Start shuttling.
I can do a lot with a backhoe.
Start shuttling people in.
I've done quite a bit down there in the last 2 days with the backhoe.
I like it.
That's awesome.
We'll make more parking if we have to.
Hell yes.
It is. The property is 225 acres.
Nice.
So I'm going to say there's probably 120 acres that we can park on.
Wow.
We can figure it out.
You might have a walk to get to the racetrack, but
yep,
I'll come pick you up for the right price. You just call me up. Shuttle service.
There you go.
Bougie. I'll be making side hustle money.
Get you an old John boat, take the motor off of it, hook it up to a bouncer, and then just drag them around.
You'd pay $10 to ride in that.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
I'd pay $10 to ride in it. You got to bring your own helmet, though.
Okay.
You got to bring your own helmet.
A good idea. Depends on who gets a hold of the steering wheel.
You're taking yours, aren't you?
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were signed up for recovery.
Nope.
Okay.
I graduated to the start line.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, is that for the whole season?
Yeah.
So now you have no reason to get your junk done.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I got to get I'm going to
have to talk to somebody.
You've met me. I don't walk.
Oh, this is true.
Like,
yeah. But you're just going to buy a turbo golf cart.
Well, it might happen. You never know. The funny thing was my wife was like, we should take the dog on a walk. And I was like, honey, I buy things with wheels and engines so I don't have to walk. Like if I could drive something from the couch to the bathroom, probably would.
Well, hey, they've got those hoverboards now.
No, I don't see. Okay, I'm not sure I'm qualified or skilled enough to do that.
He's right.
That's why.
He's not wrong.
You got a helmet for racing. I mean, you just put it on and ride to the bathroom on your hoverboard.
It's not going to protect my ass when I fall and or go through a wall.
I feel like Shelby's got a saying for this.
There is a saying. We can't say it because we can't afford to say it, but we could say it in our minds. Oh, good. So, yeah. So, okay. That was my only other question that I hadn't asked was, like, what if you have a non-for, like, some of these parks you go to and, like, boy, they're getting less to the than hill. Ideal getting to the hill.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. Like you're trying to put on an event, make it easy for somebody to come and watch.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why that was one thing I wanted to ask. And
Must have.
now talking to you and seeing where the race hill is going to be at with Google Maps pulled up, it looks like no problem.
Super
Right.
accommodating.
The roadway in, I'll warn everybody, the roadway coming in is narrow. So I'm going to have people down by the highway with radios and up at the race hill with
Nice.
radios. So
Making
if we
sure
got a
everything-
big trailer or something coming out,
You don't have to
Back up and
we
call
can
the
stop
traffic.
traffic down there and let them out or let them in.
I like it. Sounds like you guys have really done quite a bit for organization to make sure that everything is hopefully going to go nice and smooth for the weekend.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
we have Mudfest down here every year,
This isn't your first rodeo.
so we're getting decent at it.
I like it.
we're figuring it out.
That's how it works, man. That's just one day at a time, one event at a
Yes.
time.
Yep.
You learn a little something different each one. So,
And now we're going to do rock bouncer stuff
yay.
and
And
side
now
by
we're going to go to
sides.
rock bouncers.
Like-
So
Everybody thinks of this as like a rock bouncer race, but like, let's not forget there are side by sides that will be racing. And I have to admit, I have a little soft spot for side by sides. But like, you watch these big rock bouncers with like 1,400 horsepower, 43-inch tires, like crazy, like they look wild. They almost should look like they should do what they're doing. You get a little side by side buggy, and you're like, there ain't no way. And they run up the same hill.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the like,
Isn't that
and
wild?
more times than not, and I just about would make a money bet on this, that some of the side by side times towards the top of the list will be faster than the bouncer times on the same hills. And to me, that's mind blowing because there ain't
Yeah.
no damn way
Yeah.
something on 43-inch tires with 1,400 horsepower should be flying up this rock face. But oh, by the way, here's a razor buggy at like, I don't even know,
300 horse, maybe.
12 to 1,300 pounds with a couple hundred horsepower flying up the same hill faster.
What do they run?
With, like,
35s?
I don't even think they're running 35s.
33s?
They're probably in the 32s,
Somewhere
maybe.
there. Yeah.
But that's,
Yeah.
I mean, blows my fucking mind. So that's the cool thing is there are side by sides doing this
With
race.
enough speed, you can get over anything.
It's impressive because
Or
you're
through
like,
it.
there's no way you just needed 43-inch tires to do that fast, and now you're telling me you can do it on half.
On 32s.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So, and like I said, we're at 17 bouncers and 21 UTVs signed up right now. As of recording this, which is Sunday, and we're expecting quite a few more here in the next probably about a week to get signed up.
Does that mean that I can take and put a turbo on a Cherokee 32s and really, really good suspension and go do dumb stuff like this?
Well, you need a roll cage.
Well, that's fine. Yeah,
You
we
need
can
a
do that.
window net.
Oh, okay.
That's about all you need, really.
and a helmet.
Helmet.
What if you
Hans
did
fire
that, though?
suit.
What if you stripped an XJ down to nothing, plated the frame, put gnarly, like, bypass suspension on it?
Triple bypasses.
Yeah, triple bypasses, like the full 9.
Yep.
4 length and all everything, both
Yep.
sides. And then just put on, like I said, a 33s.
Okay.
Just let her eat.
Bring it out. I'll line you up and I'll send you up the hill, bud. Like you just pass our tech and that's all you need.
Wouldn't it be wild?
Window net.
See an XJ go do that and you're
Hans?
just like, what just happened? That XJ just followed that bouncer up that hill.
Bring it on.
Be entertaining.
I welcome that. Because that is how XJ drivers drive. They drive like rock bouncers, and they're like $300 XJ, and it's like, oh God, you got to spend money on suspension before you
Again.
truly get the suspension vibe.
Again, with enough momentum, you can go through
Oh, you
anything.
can send it.
You can send it. It might not be so pretty at the end, but you can send it.
It's all right. It's $300.
Everything takes off decently. It's the landing
It's
that
the
makes the
landing.
difference.
That's it.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I think we pretty much nailed anything down. I don't see why anybody, looks at Steve, would want to miss this event. But, here we are.
Well, now, hey, if he misses it, he's going to be wishing he'd been there.
We'll be missing
You
and
are
wishing.
not wrong about that.
Yes.
And we get the rights to razz him all year.
Yep. That's about what everybody's doing with me for missing King of the Hammers this year. So
Correct.
I have no room to talk. Well, seemingly I have plenty of room to talk. I just don't do anything I say I'm going to do. So.
We will see how the vacation goes.
Awesome.
See how we round it out.
Just to recap, Williams Hill Pass, Harrisburg, Illinois, Southern Illinois. Make it happen. Point One Off-Road Racing. Check it out. Point1racing.com.
March.
I was getting there.
Okay.
March 20th. See, I had Point One event and then the date and time.
Okay.
March 20th at 11 a.m. It's $30 for the weekend if you're going to be there all weekend. $25 for the day. Kids 10 and under free. What are we at?
Yes.
17 bouncers and 21 side-by-sides running twice up the hill, bringing the top 10 bouncers back, top 5 side-by-sides back, giving away a whole load of money.
Spend your money in Saline County.
$30 every $30 you spend on the 17th through the 20th, that morning of the 20th. $30, bring your receipt, get a free entry for every $30. That's easy to do with gas anymore. That's sad to say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and then you win a what'd you say, a 165 Yeti?
Yeah, it's a Yeti 160.
Yeti 160
That's a big
cooler.
one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
a fucking big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a chest type freezer. It is huge. It's in the middle of my living room right now.
It's a coffee table is what it is.
Right? Yeah, exactly what it
They
is.
sell cheaper coffee tables, Casey.
Looks
You
great.
don't have to spend that much money on a coffee table.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have a hard time. And by the way, we're going to have a Williams Hill pass sticker on the cooler and a Point One.
Nice.
Feeling like there needs to be one more sticker added to the
I
cooler.
don't want to have to pay for a Yeti. I know what Yetis
You,
cost.
you will have to bring me the sticker if you want to put your sticker on the cooler.
We can make that happen.
Done. Consider it done, sir.
It's sitting right here. I see it. It's
Um,
what color is
And then
said
you
cooler?
take the sticker at the office.
What color is this cooler?
It's white.
It's white?
Oh, black sticker.
All white.
Black and
Oh
red.
no. We got the big 12-inch white one right
Oh,
there.
that is true. We got the
That's
big
dude, that's it. 12-inch white one.
sold.
It's a 165. You can't put a 6-inch sticker on it. You wouldn't even see it.
You need a big one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can we have the sticker? We'll send it with Ian.
Done. Let's see. What else? Check
all?
out point1.racing for any more info on the update. On the event. We're on Facebook. I know Williams Hill Pass is on Facebook with event info. Reach out to anybody involved and we will be more than happy to answer your questions.
Donate to St. Jude's.
Yep.
Yeah, St. Jude's is definitely going to have 10 tickets to auction off at Z100's auction.
Nice.
So that'll be something people may want to tune in and bid on the tickets. It goes for a great cause, and
Hell yeah.
hey, it's something worth seeing.
Yep.
You know, so you're going to spend money, you might as well spend it good.
Like
exactly. Awesome. Well,
Cool.
Casey, go ahead.
I will throw this in.
Ooh, more.
When you come down, if you come down and spend the weekend with us, we have what we call Garden of the Gods, Iron Furnace. We have a lot of scenic areas down here
Oh, that's cool.
to tool around and see before the show
Nice.
or the event.
Warm up with some tourists.
So come down Friday morning.
Yep.
Yeah, and the gates open at 7 a.m. Friday morning.
Nice.
Perfect.
Slide in there,
I'll be
park your
asleep.
rig, get your stuff all settled in, go out, go explore the area, the county.
Yep.
Burn out your
Yep.
gas, go refill your gas.
Yeah, go
you
drive
go.
around so
Go
you
eat
can buy
lunch.
more gas.
Right.
Eat lunch.
But you get to
$30
see all the scenics, like all the sights.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Sounds
you
like a
go
pretty
drive
solid
around, spend your fuel, spend more money, and you get more entries.
And
man.
your wife is all happy because she gets to do touristy things and you get to slide in some rock bouncer stuff.
Ayo.
Hey, that's a twofer.
It's all about how you sell it.
Awesome. It is. Honey, there's a blacktop driveway going into the park. How man, come on. Oh, okay.
There's a lodge. We
There's
must
a lodge.
go.
Yeah, think of a nice lodge.
We must go.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we will have some food vendors there.
Cool.
Ooh, I like to eat.
Point One has their apparel tent that'll be set up. So you'll definitely want to come early enough to purchase your shirts and everything.
Buy a t-shirt, bring a Sharpie, and have everybody
some-
sign it.
Buy some leggings.
Yep. Buy some leggings.
Leg-
Bring a
Leggings.
Sharpie. Have them
With the
signed.
Sharpie.
Even though my children are going to buy all the leggings before everybody gets there. So
Yep.
You better
You
get
better
there
hurry.
early.
Better hurry. Get
That's
them
it.
hot.
Get them while they're nice. Awesome.
Awesome. Casey, I appreciate the time. And I'm excited because it's going to be one of the, I was going to say one of the first events, but it's like the second event, third one that I've been to. One was our hangover run.
This is going to be the first bouncer event you've been to in Illinois. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, that is a proven fact. So
and the closest one you've been to.
I know
That
it's going to
too.
be super nice. Love it.
And
Awesome.
he has how many hours of driving to do?
More than Ian does. That's all that matters. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time, and we'll look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks.
Yes, definitely. Come in early.
Oh, yes. I'm not good with early, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, you come in on the 18th and, hang out with us.
That's what
There
we're
you
going to
go.
do. We're going to party it up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got any more questions? You good?
I'm good.
Send it. All right, Casey. Thank you much.
Yep. Thank
Alrighty.
you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
I don't know what to do with my words.
It's like a standoff on who speaks first after the phone call. I'm excited just to go outside and do something. Like,
Are you?
I don't know. I struggle with how exciting an event it's going to be, but I also like, when was the last time you just could go to an event?
Well, that's true.
And I mean, granted, it's outdoors, but like,
Yeah.
it's just an event.
Right. I love that the way they set that up is that the event is at the front of the park
Yep.
rather than the back of the park, so that it's more accessible for the people that want to just see it.
Spectator
Yeah,
friendly.
spectator friendly. And why wouldn't you make an event like that? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Preach to the choir, my brother.
Amen to that. So now that we got bouncer talk out of the way, we
Yes.
should talk about this past week's events and things that I did. Low key needed some work.
I feel like I should say this. What had happened was
Oh,
you were going wheeling.
there are some fun. Yeah.
And here
What
we
had
are.
happened was we're going
Okay.
with. So this past week, I had prepped low key for Winterfest. And since the crew cab is not yet ready to, oh God, I have a story about that. Not even about the crew cab. I didn't work on it at all this past week. I had some polishing to do,
Yep.
and then I had work on the Jeep. And so I went and picked up some parts for the Jeep. I wanted to rebuild the rear drive shaft, the double cardan on the rear drive shaft. I want to rebuild that, see if that would fix my driveline vibration. And so I picked up some parts on Tuesday, and then I went home and worked on the Jeep some. I worked on the Jeep on Wednesday
Okay.
because I had to do a job on Thursday. So I had to get everything pretty well wrapped up, ready to rock and roll Wednesday. And then I did work on the Jeep. Was it Thursday night? I think Thursday night. Yeah, I went out and prepped everything. I pulled the Jeep in the garage and did a fluids check and finished packing everything into the Jeep and everything else. So I drove the Jeep to Winterfest this year. First time I have driven the Jeep in over a decade to a park.
To the park. Yeah, not
the
just like around town or anything.
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
driven it, obviously. But this is the first time I've driven it to go four-wheeling in over a decade.
Yep.
Because it was 2010, I think, something like that I got my Tahoe. I don't remember. I went through the timeline this weekend and figured it all out and had all kind of good feeling of where it was all at. But either way, it's been over a decade. Finally got to drive it again. Pretty awesome. So, there were a few things I wanted to fix on low key. One of them was the rear drive shaft. I wanted to make sure that it was good to go because that was kind of like with the vibration, I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke the double cardan down. I pulled it out, broke it down, and rebuilt it. Now, I say rebuilt it, but come to find out, the part that I bought for a factory XJ front shaft, thinking that, Dana parts, it all goes together. The rear shaft is a Tom Woods shaft. I bought just the centering ball for the double cardan.
Okay.
And on the Tom Woods, whatever they use, that part number, or the part that they use, is the actual front piece that bolts to the yoke on the back of the transfer case. So it's all integrated together. And I really needed to buy that whole piece rather than just the ball.
Just the ball.
Yep.
Okay.
So, it's basically a bushing or a bearing is what it essentially is. But so I only bought that bushing. So I ended up tearing it down, looking it all over. It honestly looked pretty decent, except for the centering pin on the drive shaft. Mm-hmm. So the part that's actually attached to the drive shaft.
Yeah.
That centering pin itself actually has needle bearing grooves in it. So like they've been idling in one spot for too long.
Yeah.
And so it's actually got grooves worn into it. And I don't think that's a fixable.
That's probably not a fixable thing.
Like, what do you do? Turn it down and put a sleeve on it?
Yeah, but at that point, you just replace it.
Exactly.
Cut it off, replace it, and be done.
Just buy a new drive shaft.
Done. I like it. We're spending money before we even went wheeling.
I think what I'll end up doing. So I had been talking about this for a while. I was going to go with an Adams, and then somebody was like, why don't you check with Tom Woods? I'm like, you're probably not wrong. I probably should double check with both companies. Just figure out, I don't know. Adams is the hot newness.
Yep.
But yet that shaft is a Tom Woods, and I've had it for over a decade with no failures. Literally the U-joints that I pulled out on Wednesday were the U-joints that came in that drive shaft.
Wow. So
they're like in the double carton.
Well used.
And they looked brand new.
Huh.
Like even some of them still had the grease was still clean in them.
Well, that's wild.
That's impressive. Like they did well. So like I can't really like you can't bitch about it.
Well, you can.
You've never torn it apart.
You can, but you shouldn't. Like
this
I'm
is true.
Still going to.
You can bitch about it, but somebody's going to look at you and go, "You're dumb." Like shut up, Karen.
Shut up, Karen.
So so I pulled it all apart. I checked it out. Realized I couldn't rebuild it. I just cleaned out the needle bearings in the centering ball and re-greased that with brand new grease, put two new U-joints in there, and threw it back in the Jeep, and it did not fix my vibration. Come to find out. The other things I had to fix were when I clocked the transfer case, I had to cut a notch in the floor so that the transfer case wouldn't touch the floor there. I massaged it with a hammer first, but it needed a little more clearance.
A little bit more.
I knew that it didn't need any more clearance at the time.
Okay.
But if I was to go flat belly or change the transfer case skid to bring it back up to where it was, or like to back up to like factory or smooth with the bottom of the belly, it was going to raise the transfer case 1.5 inches. That in turn would touch the floor. So I was prepping for that.
Okay.
So I cut a notch there. I've never welded it back together because if I change seats, the seat bracket is likely going to hit unless I build it like perfect to that seat bracket. So I need to work on some of that, getting that all lined out,
figured
to fit.
Out. Yeah.
So that is an open hole, not an open hole, but like there is open floorboard there.
Okay.
I went ahead and took some kill mat.
Yep.
Just wrapped it over that, sealed it all up. It actually worked really well.
Okay.
I also resealed the hole around where my anti-wrap bar comes through the floor. I resealed that with kill mat. So I pulled my front seat and did all that, cleaned everything real well.
So it was
wrapped
like
it.
Prepped.
I did a good job. I did that. That was all ready to party. I pulled it in the garage, did a fluid check, topped off the oil, the transmission was kind of low, which is odd. It was almost a quart low. I was like, oh my. Like seemingly I would have checked that a little sooner.
You would have thought. But then again, welcome to the sport.
Well, this is me.
Yes.
So I topped it off and I topped off the oil and checked it, topped off brake fluid, made sure that was all good. Power steering was fine. Coolant looked good. Everything was on the up and up there. All that stuff looked good. I had reached out to Chris on Tuesday, kind of late in the game. Reached out to Chris, had him order me a set of Curry Johnnies for those upper link bar, the upper radius arms.
Yep.
To rebuild those because we know that that's an issue with the Jeep. And I've been talking about doing it forever and keep forgetting to order parts. So I reached out to Chris, ordered the Johnnies. He next dayed them to me.
Nice.
And they showed up on Wednesday morning about 10:30.
Nice.
So those came in quick. I got those in, but had insufficient time to tear the front end apart to do that. I thought that I might have enough time, but it wasn't going to work out. So I ended up not using those yet, but I will be building new upper links here pretty damn quick. I got some things to fix after the weekend.
sounds like foreshadowing and not like. At first, I'm like, okay, yeah, no forward thinking,
the more
and now
the more I sit here and tell this story, the more and more memories come back. I go, oh, I got to fix that. So let me just write this down. Yep. Okay. All right. Put that in the notes. Make sure not to forget about that.
Things to fix or things to discuss about fixing.
Yes. And so Chris got me those from Complete Off-Road. That was super cool. You guys already know that Chris takes good care of everybody and has always taken good care of me on anything that we need. So got that in the mail while I was working on the Jeep. Kind of prepped everything else. I ordered a pop-up tent. We talked about the magic tent in the last episode.
How did that? Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Let's hold on. No.
Nah, you don't even know. I don't want to talk about it.
You went full on used car salesman mode on this. Like, I throw it in the air and then boom, it's staked down. Which, to your credit,
magic tent.
That is how the YouTube video portrays it.
Yes.
The guy throws in the air and then they cut scene and it's like sitting there staked down.
Oh, no, that wasn't cut scene.
With lawn and garden furniture inside.
No, I accidentally set it up in the kitchen and we have to get a new tile guy to come in now and take care of it.
You broke the kitchen.
It stakes itself down.
Okay.
It means tile or whatever.
Boom, right through the floor. Big nail. Got it. So do tell.
Magic tent.
How much did this thing cost?
$52.
On like Amazon or whatever?
Amazon. Yeah, it's a Coleman 2-man pop-up.
And you got there, got all excited, whatever, and we're like, boom, hey guys, watch me throw this in the air.
Hell yeah.
And
next episode. There's your foreshadowing.
Damn.
I will tell you this.
I'm gonna forget to ask you.
We're in prep right now.
And if it would have went well, you would have said, "Oh yeah, no, we're fine." You would just move fine.
There, I got it for you. Okay. So I set up in the kitchen because I wanted to check it out before I left. Right. I want to make sure that I know how to set this thing up.
I completely give you on that.
Like worst thing ever, you get to the park, you go to set the tent up, and the zipper's ripped on the tent. Like now you have no other option. So I did pull it apart. I did pull it out of the package in the kitchen, and I had an idea that it would fit-ish in the kitchen. I let it rip, and poof, presto tento.
Was your wife home?
Yeah, she was sitting in the dining room. She was a little like, I don't know what you're going to do here, but all right.
So she was skeptical.
She'd already watched the video on how to put this thing away with me.
How to put it away?
Yeah. How to pack it back up.
I feel like it's like a wrestling match.
Because taking it out, it's easy. You let go and it just, boom. Well, you have to get that snake back into the,
the
bag.
Package that's not big enough to fit the package.
Right. Yeah. And that was the tricky part. I had to go watch the YouTube video again like 3 times. Like, I don't understand how. And so what it was.
You fold what with where?
I was trying to do it. And you can't explain this over the thing, but I can show you. Okay. You fold this thing up like a hot dog bun. Okay.
All right.
So you take the tent and you pick up either side of it and you fold it back together. Now you have essentially got a hot dog bun. Okay. You stand the hot dog bun up on its end and you grab the top side of the hot dog bun and you fold it into itself. All right.
Okay.
Now, the hard part about that is it does not want to fold into this position. It feels like you're going to break it. And come to find out the reason that it feels like that is because the part you're holding with the first hand that you made the hot dog, the bun with, you're holding that. You need to kind of have a little bit of a loose grip because as you roll this, that wants to slip, like it wants to slip into position. Okay. I was holding it too tight and it didn't want to slip into position. Finally, once I kind of like muscled it a little bit and then let it like loosened up my grip a little, it literally just folded up on itself and presto boomo, back in the bag it went. Back to prepping.
So
that's tent talk.
So it went well.
Yeah. Once I figured out like how because there's a special trick to packing something like that back up. Anybody that's dealt with anything like this before, because this isn't a new thing. Like lots of items use this technology of like folding it over on itself and letting it like self wrap. Essentially, like it wants to be in a certain folded position. A lot of my my photography stuff, when you get a deflector for that,
Yep.
it works. It's same concept.
Same way.
Yeah, it balls up into a circle that's a little, it's like 10
it
inch.
just folds out.
And then when it pops open, it's 4 feet.
Yep. It's just with a tent.
But you have to figure out what that motion is to roll it into itself. So that was, so I got the tent packed back in its bag. All good. Started loading up the Jeep. So the Jeep, I needed to put tools in. So I packed in my toolbox of my 3/8 kit. I packed in my 1/2-inch impact socket kit from the Nico that we got off Amazon for my birthday. Put that on. So both of those fit perfectly in the floorboard in the rear seat. They you watching me?
Yes.
Okay. You set the boxes they come in, toolbox. You set it in at an angle, and then you just slide it in underneath the back seat. And it sits perfect in the floor.
This is how overlanding starts.
This is exactly how overlanding starts.
You play Tetris
I'm
to pack
Derekking.
things. Yes, you're Tetrising all of your off-road things.
So I packed in my toolboxes there, had my recovery bags. Both of those were in there. I had my 3/8 impact socket set because I wanted to be somewhat prepared. If something does break, I do want to be able to try to.
You were driving it to the park for the first time in years. So I could honestly see you being over prepared in that aspect because I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, what if this breaks? Well, I got to have 9,000 tools to replace.
I was Derek.
Whatever.
I was trying to Derek inside of a Cherokee.
Should have weighed it.
I should have
normal
waited.
wheeling trip weight.
I would say
driving it wheeling trip.
If I'm guessing, it was 4,500 pounds normal.
Yep.
I'm guessing it was somewhere just a hair over 5,000. I'm guessing that maybe I had 500 pounds in it,
which isn't horrible when you consider the tools.
I didn't take a jack. Bad on me. I meant to take a jack and didn't pack it.
Damn, that would have been.
I need better strapping points because if you got a jack in there,
better overlanding
securement attached somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to hurt when you hit you in the back of the head.
You don't have to worry about it, probably, buddy, because you're probably going to be getting coloring books for the rest of your life.
Ding! Hello.
That's a one and done. But I packed everything else in. Had it was going to be cold as balls, and I'm tent camping, so I packed 3 sleeping bags, my pillow, packed clothes. So I had my go bag in there with all that stuff. Had a lantern, a couple battery packs for charging my phone and things like that in case I needed those. Really, I packed all kinds of shit in there. Tools, impacts, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I had 3 tool boxes, like the plastic cases, 3 tool cases. I'll call it a case. Okay. I had 3 tool cases. One was a 3/8 and 1/4 inch.
Yep.
That's my Silver Eagle kit. The other one was the Nico 1/2 inch that goes up to 1.5 inches or whatever the hell it is, something big. It's it goes up to 32 millimeter, and I think it goes up to 1.25 inches or 1 3/8, something big. And then I had my.
Do you think you needed that big of a socket set?
Do you want more foreshadowing? I used it. How about that?
Okay.
I used it, and I used the bigger end of the spectrum.
All right.
So there's your.
Touche. I was just kind of speaking out loud here.
I'm glad that I took it for no more than it cost me to take it. I'm glad I took it. So I had that. I had my 3/8 impact set with me, which is another little case, very small case. And then I had, what else did I pack in there? Had my Morphlate, had all my recovery gear.
You took your Morphlate this time.
Oh, thank God.
Because I just watched a video the other day where you forgot your Morphlate.
That sounds terrible.
But you did.
Was that from our promotion company?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
It's a good video on YouTube.
If you guys don't follow our promotional company, go check out 8 Lug Productions on YouTube. As I heard a lot this weekend, apparently I'm a star,
superstar
in that video series.
Sign any autographs?
No, I didn't.
That would have been gangster. You should have just done it.
Oh, that'd have been great.
Yes.
Oh, you want my autographs? Whip out your Sharpie. I think I took a Sharpie with me too. I could have signed somebody's shit.
You took a Sharpie to sign autographs, but you didn't sign autographs. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing or indifferent.
I feel like that. I feel like if you go to that, it seems a bit conceited.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're big, right? Gotta show up
Ain't
like
that
you own
big.
the place with the safety
This
vest,
is
and then
true.
let you right in the
Hey,
door.
You're not wrong.
You know?
So, yeah, I packed in all my tools, all my gear. Everything was good, packed up well. Got fuel in the Jeep, and come Friday morning, I was ready to rock and roll. Oh, I wiped the entire Jeep down. It had a little bit of
So
mud
you
on her from
waxed
driving
it?
around. I did ceramic.
I don't doubt it.
I used to-
You say wipe it down, and
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
that's not what you
yeah.
did. And you
I
know
ceramic.
it.
I started with the windows, right? I'm just gonna clean the windows off, and I'm gonna ceramic the windows so that they're clean.
Yep.
And so I ceramic the windows. I'm like, well, since I'm here already, I'll just go ahead, and this rag's already covered in ceramic. I'll just wipe the rest of the Jeep down. And so I wiped the rest of the Jeep down, and then I ceramic sprayed the Jeep. And then, hey, since I already did all that, I may as well wipe the wheels down.
Yep. See, I'm literally just like sitting over here like,
It's because when it's in the
Yep.
garage
mm-hmm.
and it's warm,
You're,
and
yeah.
I had YouTube rolling in the
You know
background.
how easy it is to wax and clean things?
I had some
Perfect.
baller ass Jeremy footage rolling in the background.
Yep. You're watching yourself on
Yeah,
TV. Talk about, I'm not conceited. I didn't brought my Sharpie to sign autographs. Well, I'm going to watch my own self on YouTube.
So this is cool. Anytime, so I turned on a video. The video I searched originally was a Winterfest video, and the only like real footage I had from Winterfest was Winterfest 2018. And so I turned that video on, and I'm doing my thing for a bit, and then Jeremy sends me a link. He's like, "Hey man, did you check out the video yet? You know that I posted up." I was like, "No, I haven't checked it out yet." I literally turned around to do that, to go to his video. So
Yep.
I'm like, "Hey, it's already playing. You know, I've already got the TV on. Why not go to his channel?"
Yep.
I spin around because I haven't been watching it. I'm checking oil and doing other shit. I spin around and look up, and it's literally that video is already like auto played.
And you're like, yes.
Like I spin around and look, I'm like, boy, that looks like the or that looks like the Hangover run. Oh, it is the Hangover run. Because I think it was Josh stuck in that hole, like getting nasty, trying to get out of that hole. You know, by the tree. You know what I'm talking about?
I did watch the video.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you
Watch the
probably should
video.
go watch
It's
the
only
video.
18 minutes long, too, which,
And it's all good
is
footage, too.
perfect
Jeremy
because-
does such a good job putting it together.
well, so I seen somebody commented and they're like, yeah, I watched all 18 minutes. And I was like, 18 minutes? Like, I was there. You could have come up with 18 more minutes. You know what I mean? And then I watched it and I got done watching it. I'm like, that was a
good.
pretty perfect length video.
Yeah.
Like,
Kept
not
you
that-
interested.
like, I like to sit and watch wheeling, but like, I'm not going to sit and watch it for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may like that.
I
Personally,
think 18's on the top side.
no.
Like 18, I think 15 to 20
Yep.
is like the perfect.
Well, that's why. So,
ball,
like, I see 18. I'm like, oh, I'll just watch this real quick. It'll take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, you know, but you're fine with it.
Now, you
So-
guys know already because we've talked about this before, but if you don't know, my showers are a bit longer than most people's. And so I'll just kick on YouTube a four-wheeling video or a lot of like the restoration videos
Mhm.
because they don't talk in them. So like I got to watch a video that doesn't have talking because I'm not going to listen to it in the shower.
Yeah.
All I want to do is take my shower, and while I'm relaxing, I'm gonna like be watching some off-road and shit too.
Watch wheel.
Yeah, I do. So I probably watch as much YouTube in the shower as I do out of the shower.
That's odd.
So an 18 to 20 minute video is perfect.
Yep.
Because it keeps me when that video's over, I'm like, oh,
Oh, shit, I wasn't here to wash
I've been
myself.
standing in the water
Yeah.
for 5 minutes. Like, gotcha. Okay, I should probably
Yeah.
get out. So it's a perfect timer for me. And so yeah. So
Hey, Jeremy.
I'll watch you in the
Steve's
shower.
watching your work in the shower and
I
loves
love
it.
how so many people think that's odd, but at the same time, it's like,
I don't watch my phone in the shower.
well, you
That's-
probably don't shower for 25 minutes.
No, I mean, I could run the water heater out with no problem,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to.
What do you do while you're in there?
I just sit in there and think about shit.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Relax, think shit up.
Yeah. I don't need to be doing any
I
of
don't
that.
like them. I have my phone in there. I'd be damn electrocute myself or something.
Too much time, but with my thoughts is bad.
Gotta center your inner chakra.
So
So
anyway, I got everything prepped on it. So I saw Jeremy's video while I was in the shop. That's where that came from. Side tangent. And so that was kind of cool that his video was up there just playing on its own. And that's the thing. So if you search any kind of Badlands videos and you let it auto play out from there, like whether you're watching on TV or your phone and it just goes to the next video,
Mhm.
the odds of you seeing one of 8 Lug Productions videos is pretty high. because he has most of his video footage is from Badlands.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. It was pretty cool for me that the other day I watched one of his videos and it auto played through his entire catalog. I was like,
nice.
Works for me. I'm not going to bitch about it.
Nice.
So yeah, I got all that done, prepped, got the Jeep wiped down, cleaned the mirrors, all that BS. Like, I'm going to drive it. So why not be good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Got everything prepped. I left at around 8 a.m. on Friday morning. Finally got out of the house. Mike was going with me.
Yep.
Bigger Mike, who
did he drive
is
or
not
did he
here.
trailer?
He drove because he didn't take snow day. He didn't want to wheel with 200 XJs. Come to find out, Friday there's only like 40. So he's like, "Oh man, I should have brought snow day. This would have been pretty cool because it wasn't crowded at all."
Yeah.
So it would have been a good day.
It wasn't even bad last year.
So he just came and rode with me.
Year. Okay.
He actually, funny enough, we get 3/4 of the way through the day and he looks at me. He goes, this was kind of nice just to come over here and ride. I don't have to worry about the rig or nothing.
Nope.
Like I just came over here and ride. I'm like, wow, seems like I heard this on a podcast recently.
Nope.
Just go to an event. Don't take your rig.
Go to the event. Yeah. I couldn't go like wheeling. Like every time I go wheeling,
you don't take your rig
and like ride with like last year at the NAXJA event, I rode with you and I'm like, I'm just pissed my shit's not built.
You rode with me for like 3 minutes until I broke it.
Well, you drove for 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So then I had to walk.
Mike, his stuff was ready to go. I think he didn't want to.
He got scared off by dumpsters.
Yeah, he was figuring that he was going to be following dumpsters around all day, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good on that."
Doesn't want to do dumpster things with this non-dumpster.
Because dumpsters try to go places that that other rigs shouldn't be. Case in point, your back window that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, my back window that got blown out because I followed a dumpster. I wasn't going to say it, but I thought it.
Yeah, and that was where Mike was at on the whole deal. I was like, even though snow day is plenty capable.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'd have brought it.
Right. Yeah, but he didn't. So he rode with me, which was pretty cool. It was nice to hang out with Mike all day and go wheeling at the same time. Had a great day. We're going to talk about that later.
We'll get into the wheeling later. But
I did get everything prepped on it. I rebuilt that shaft, got it put back in. How do you test a drive shaft after you rebuild it?
Burnout.
Amen. I was like, we're going to find out if this is going to break right now.
And
put it back in, rolled out on the road. Stuck it in 4 high and all.
4 high burnout.
Oh yeah, or not 4 high. I'm sorry. Had it in 2-wheel drive high, and went to do a burnout, and it just wanted to push it down the road. Like the STTs were just a little too sticky for that, and so I put it in 4 low with the front hubs unlocked. Then you have enough torque to like shock it.
Yep.
Like the initial just shock.
That seems like a great idea.
Yeah. So I just burped that throttle and it instantly turned the tires over. And then once you get them to turn, then it was easy. Then it was no problem because it's on an oil chip road.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I turned them over, that thing lit up. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go. And I just let it eat for a second. And then I just I think it shifted into second. It shifted into second before I let off the brake. And then at that point, we already had good RPM and good tire speed. And then it shifted third gear. And now we're just kind of just skating down the road. Just a nice fishtail on 40s. there was no bar. No? It was just all motor.
Love
It sounded good. It felt good. So I did that. That seemed to work out well. Cruised it down the road. I kicked it back into 2-wheel drive. Cruised it down the road at like, I think it was like probably 50 or 55 mile an hour, and it felt decent.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's not too bad. It's pretty okay. But it still had a vibration. I could still feel it. I was like, I think it's a little bit better though. And spun around, did another big burnout, took it back home, and then I had to go get fuel a little bit later. Went to go get fuel, and it did not make it any better. It's actually a bit worse. Vibration now.
Didn't we determine that your vibration was from pinion angle in the rear?
No.
Because I thought you did some stuff with the anti-wrap.
And it felt like it was less. But then when I undid that and put the anti-wrap back to where it was, it felt the same.
No.
The vibrations at the same speed. It's all there. So it vibrates at 30 and 55. Like it starts at 55. I've not taken it high enough to come back out of it. It was up to 70.
Well,
it's
you
still
know
vibrating.
what I'm supposed to say to that?
Yes, sir. Oh boy,
I can't say it because I can't afford it. I'm gonna go broke. But like,
so, but either way, it still has the vibration. I took it and got fuel. It still had the vibration, and then that's when I redetermined my route. Instead of taking 74, the interstate over there, I decided to go 136. Just take the back roads. I'm like, if I take the back roads and it breaks, I'll just pull it off in a ditch and tell Mike to go grab the trailer.
Yep,
no big deal. And Mike followed me over there, so we had a spare vehicle.
You had a chase rig.
I had a chase rig, yeah,
for your wheeling rig.
I met up with him over in Potomac, and he was sitting on the side of the road waiting for me because he actually beat me to Potomac.
Yeah,
and I hopped out and handed him I picked up a set of FRS radios before I left, and like handed him one. Like, here's a radio. We can just talk on these on the way over. So we just kind of chit chat on the radio the whole way back, our whole way over to Attica. Made it over there safe and sound, and went and got checked in, and that is where I picked up my annual membership.
I want to say the gold pass, but you didn't get the gold pass.
Well,
like,
you know,
the gold. It sounds baller.
It does.
Like, financial investment aside, it's like, yeah.
Financial investment aside,
if you don't think about the money.
So we, I was pretty well set on getting the gold pass, and then I kind of looked at it, and my big determining factor was, is it. So with the advantage of the gold pass, really the big advantage is
tell them what the pass is.
All right. So it's an annual membership to the Badlands. It gets you in the gate. If you buy the bronze, it's just that. It gets you in the gate free the rest of the year, no matter how many times you show up. If you want to come for 365 days, it gets you in. When you buy the pass is dated, and it's one fiscal year, not one calendar. No, yeah, not one calendar year. So if I got mine on March 4th.
Yep.
I'll have to renew March 4th, 2022.
Okay, so it's good for a year.
Good for a whole year.
Okay.
Is it a calendar year or fiscal year? Which one is it? I don't know.
Calendar seems
it's good for 365 days from the day you buy it.
Yeah. However you want to
buy it in July or buy it January 1st, doesn't matter. So there's no pro rate in that, in that deal. And so I picked up my annual pass. So the bronze gets you in the gate free. The silver gets you 10% off. I should really look this up so I quote this correctly, but I'll do it off the top of my head. If you want more, go to Badlands Off-Road Park website and look this up so you can get actual factual goodness. But you get 10% off of merch. You get 10% off of food and drink? No. You get 10% off at the camp, and you get something else with silver. And then with gold, you get 15% off of merch, 15% off of food and drink, I think, or maybe it's 10% off food and drink, 10% off camp. But whatever it is, you get discounts on those things.
Yep.
And then you get a gold member flag, like a special flag. I didn't see it. I should have.
They didn't show it to you because you're not a gold member.
This is true. You
go in the back room, get your special flag, and like a special.
People ask, like, how'd you get a gold? How'd you get to be a gold member? Like,
you didn't go in the special room?
It was a nasty smelting accident. You get a special room.
They made it exciting.
Executive room. That'd be awesome. So anyway, with the gold, but the highlight of the gold that you get other than the silver and the bronze, the gold highlight is you get to stay at the park for 2 extra hours. Past whatever that,
which is nice, assuming you plan on doing that.
Exactly. And that was the issue, is that my plan for the year, the reason I bought the annual membership is that I can go every Friday, head over there, be at the park when they open, and then come home around 4:30 Indiana, be back here around 5 o'clock Illinois time, Central time. And I don't miss out on hanging out with my family Friday evening.
Yep.
But I get to go four-wheeling every Friday. Hopefully every Friday. We're going to try.
When is that taking effect?
I don't know. I have to get low key dialed in to be drivable.
Oh, now see, here we go.
One of two things has to happen.
Okay.
Either low key needs to get dialed in to be drivable, or the tow rig needs to get dialed in to be drivable.
I'm pulling up a calendar because you bought the pass.
You going to set a date?
Are you going to set a date?
Not currently. It's going to be 3 to 4 weeks.
So TBD. So let's see.
We'll shoot for the first weekend.
Weekend of April. There's April 2nd.
Is there a Friday that's been taken up yet on my calendar? Hopefully not. April. Oh God, that sounds terrible. April 3rd, I got to go up to Kankakee to do a semi.
That's cool. You could wheel in Friday and then Saturday you work. Done.
All right, we're shooting for April 2nd, the first week I'm putting right here.
Every Friday after that, all summer.
Sounds wonderful.
Holy hell.
Let's go ahead and put the repeat down, and we're going to put weekly.
Oh boy.
And duration forever.
Duration all.
Let's select how many weekends, how many Fridays do you think there are between April 2nd and November 2nd? 4 times. Let's see. 6 months would be October 2nd. 6 times 4 is 24. Let's do 30 weeks.
Oh boy.
Done. Oh my God. 30 wheeling trips
in a row, weekly. You're going to have to put in some time if you're going to keep breaking stuff like this.
Shh. Do you know how comfortable I'll be in my rig by November if I do that?
You know how stressed out you could be in November if you
are out of money.
Power through to do this. You'll be living in your XJ.
I just hit the OK button, and watched all of the week, like all of that populate.
Yep.
It's awesome. Every Friday has wheeling listed. This is great. I'm sure I'm going to miss something in there, and it may be every 2 weeks. Who knows? But I'm going to shoot for every week. So yeah, it's every week through the last week on here is October 22nd. That's the last listed wheeling event right now. Let's do this. I better do some work.
Oh, God.
I got skillets to shine.
Do you realize what you just committed yourself to?
It's going to be wondering how much content I'm going to have.
It's got to happen.
Stupid amounts.
Oh, my Lord.
If I put out a YouTube video every week of that,
I'm here to ride. I'll see how it goes.
People are like, I'm in.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully I'll get some other people to join in. And this right here is why I started the Badlands meetup page.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's going to be sweet. Like, hey, I'm going wheeling Friday. Every Friday.
You'd be like a trail guide over there.
That's the goal. So the goal, we could do a whole other podcast on this. Okay. We're going to talk about this, and then we're going to end this podcast because this is going to get long. How long do we have already?
A couple minutes.
Okay. So
let's throw it out there.
The goal
for the Badlands unofficial trail guide.
I would like to be there enough that A, they know me by name. B, they know I'm coming. And C, they start taking my suggestions seriously.
Who is they? Like the park?
Yes.
So what's your suggestion that they're not taking seriously?
Well, I haven't voiced this to them yet because I don't feel like I have the
pull.
The pull. Yeah. I don't have the, like, you're not here every day. If you're there every Friday, like, I feel like maybe your opinion may have some weight.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But what's this big change need to make?
What's your biggest complaint about Badlands?
I got a lot of them.
What's your biggest complaint?
Lack of new obstacles.
Okay. What's your next one?
Challenging.
What's your next one?
Lack of regulation on ATVs with 2-stroke engines and dirt bikes.
What?
I annoy the fuck out of me. The little piss ants that just
all right.
Two-stroke everywhere.
One of my biggest problems is that entire park is a bypass trail.
Yes.
Like the following a trail is rather difficult. Now they're starting to improve that, but I think it could be one step better with a very easy upgrade. And that to me is give me a stack of arrows for Orange Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Me and somebody with the park, whomever that may be, hop into a rig.
Yep.
And we go out and we run what is to be Orange Trail.
Okay.
On the arrows, they're numbered 1 through X.
Okay.
Whatever it ends at.
Yep.
You come off of some rando ass bypass trail and you come up on an orange arrow, and that arrow has a number on it. Okay.
Yep.
You go find the next arrow and it has the corresponding, the next number.
Yep.
You're on the right track.
Yep.
If all of a sudden that number is not the same number, you've missed something.
Yep.
Would that not be handy?
No.
Like you jump on a trail, you see arrow number 1.
Yeah.
You keep driving, you find arrow number 2.
It is
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not, I found this orange arrow, and now I found this orange arrow, and I have no idea if I'm still on the same trail.
Yep.
Because there's so many off-trail passes.
Yep.
It's very easy to make a wrong turn when there's not an arrow there.
You're not going to go into like danger if you take a wrong turn.
You're not, but you can't follow the trail through.
Yeah. That's because the whole park is a trail.
That's the whole park is off trails.
There's too many bypasses. They need to.
It's not even that they're bypasses.
Choke
it's
it
just
down
that there's so
and
many.
dig it out.
That's it. And we need to structure it in such a way that it's easier. Like when you hit one orange arrow, you can look ahead and there's another orange arrow. Because if you do want to say I ran orange trail, then you can run it. Now, my next thing, there are no signs naming these obstacles. I did one obstacle this weekend that had 4 names. Depending on what group you're running with.
Yeah, they'll have that.
You know what I'm saying? One person called it the playground. Another person called it the tree house. Another person called it the playhouse. Like, there's too many names.
Yep.
How hard is it to put a damn sign on a tree next to an obstacle?
Yep.
Let's do this. Cue in the Badlands meetup group. We can take that group. We can go out to an obstacle. Take a 35-second video of said obstacle, throw it into that group and say, what is the name of this obstacle?
Yep.
What do you call this obstacle? And 87 people are going to give it a different name.
Yep.
Majority wins, or if you don't have a majority and there's 87 different answers, then give it off to the owner of the park. Hey,
I'm in charge.
Which of these do you like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we going to call this? Or take the top 3 and then have a vote on that same page.
Yeah.
So then everybody can vote on what they think that should be called. Like the one off the ravine. Some people call the one off the ravine the rock face. Some
I don't
people
think you
call
need to be there every Friday to drop these suggestions.
I don't think I do either, but I think having weight. Being there every Friday will give me weight to say, here's what I think.
Signing autographs will give you weight when you show up to events too. I'll just throw it out there.
I like it. I like it. So those are some of the suggestions that I'd like to push there, that we need to name obstacles. I do agree that newer obstacles will be awesome, but I don't know if they have the manpower. I don't know if that's high enough on their list to
better figure it the fuck
push
out.
the manpower to it. I would love to see Purgatory restructured.
Yep.
And actually like
dug out.
Give Purgatory a path, not just one rock garden. Yep. So like Purgatory is this obstacle, this obstacle, this obstacle, this obstacle, and whatever trail in between that.
Yep.
I think that would be really nice. So yeah, there's some things I'd love to talk with them about and kind of help structure it up.
Show up. Just be like, listen, let's have a chat.
That's the goal. I think if you're there every Friday, maybe you can make that happen.
Oh, you can make it happen.
I would love to see that park be even more than it already is. So we've gone too long. We've not even scratched the event yet.
Yeah, we got to get into like the actual wheeling, which seems like using large socket sets, exploding tents and bags. What else did I miss?
Oh, there's so much more. Transmission came through the floor.
Nice. See, we've got a lot to talk about still.
There's your foreshadowing. Okay, let's since we've already run long on this episode with talking to Casey and then talking about prepping for the event, let's go ahead and end episode 64, and we will
wrap it up.
Continue this in episode 65.
Nice.
Where we will talk about the weekend ahead.
The clusterfuckery.
No, it was wonderful. It's a great weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a great time.
It's good times. Well,
thanks for joining us for episode 64, and we'll catch you next week on the trail.
Literally.